i.c.stars is thrilled to be part of New Profit's Post-Secondary Innovation for Equity initiative, which will provide i.c.stars with unrestricted financial support, strategic advice, and facilitated peer learning over 2 years to collectively benefit the diverse learning community, fostering collaboration, diversity, and inclusion. Now here is Sandee Kastrul and Glendean Hamilton speaking on racial equity and white supremacy in the workplace.
Glendean, it's great to talk with you this morning. I want to just start out by saying we are really enjoying being a part of the PI cohort and learning so much from the content and from the other folks in the cohort. And I just want to, start out by saying a huge thank you. This has been really transformative for our organization. So
Thanks,
thank you.
Sandee. No, that is great to hear. I mean, we have not met in person yet, but I feel I'm really connected to you, connected to the work. And, when we conceived the idea of the Post-Secondary Innovation for Equity Initiative, aka PI, at New Profit, we really just wanted to bring together a vast array of models that are working at the intersection of post-secondary, higher education, and workforce development, and really create space for leaders like you and the other 19 organizations in the program to learn from each other and to share learning. So though it has all been virtual, I am just so glad that we have had 2 successful convenings so far and have exciting 2021 things planned for that learning to continue.
It leads me to the big kind of takeaway or mind blown or whoa, my goodness, is really around operationalizing racial equity. And I think the first thing that just kind of blew my mind was there was a document that you'd sent out about white supremacy culture in our organizations and a list of all of these things. And, at first I just kind of did a scan, right? Like what's on the list? And as I was going through the list, I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Were there particular things that like still stick with you? I'm always like interested.
Yes. So like, the first one that was just like OMG was perfectionism. And thinking about that very thing as perfectionism as an attribute of white supremacy culture was huge, right? Like I think that so often the reason that we're sitting here is around perfectionism and how as women of color having to be better, smarter, faster, and perfect, like just perfect, like in that I had never really considered the implications of white supremacy in thinking about that as an individual or as an organization.
That perfectionism piece is certainly one that, when I was first introduced to the white supremacy culture or article, that like really resonated with me because, thinking about the work that organizations like yours does, right? Like you are training talent from non-traditional backgrounds to enter fields where they may be the only one, right? In the room that looks like them. And all of the things that are like thrown at them and the expectations that they are like stepping into, they may feel the need to like be perfect. But then also like within organizations, right? Like being a founder of color, you also like have to be perfect in order to tap into so much capital and to the cachet and in order to get the recognition because you're also like a woman of color competing against other white-led organizations that do not necessarily feel that. So we think about how perfectionism really navigates at the work that you do with learners, the work that we do in each of our organizations, but we also don't think about what that is stifling and what that is not allowing to come through, the authenticity that we are not allowing to to come forth with organizations.
Yeah. Yep.